So, it's a me. Uh, so, this is very late for Christmas, but my family is doing Christmas late anyway this year, and Christmas doesn't end until New Year's anyway, so jot that down. So, yeah, Christmas vacation. It's weird. This dude is unhinged, okay? I'm really bad at drawing guys, especially like fully grown ass adult men, so I kind of wanted to go for more like. I kind of traced parts of the actor's face to kind of like get a feel. There he is. For like what he looks like, because if I like went too anime, it always looks like too like girly or cutesy, and like this is a whole grown ass human person. So yeah, not gonna lie, he kind of looks like Nicolas Cage here, who I would absolutely cast if we were gonna do like a horror take on this movie. I considered going lineless, but that turned out horrifying. There's just a little snippet of that. I'm sorry, and you're welcome for not showing you anymore and for not going with that idea. Um, I did go a little more like paintery, more like soft shading and stuff. But I did do line art. Usually I do like the flat shading with like no smudging or anything. But this time I was like, let's switch it a little bit. Um, anyway, we're not there yet, so. If you haven't seen this movie, it's about just like a huge family gathering at Christmas, and it's just like everybody, and it's just a lot of chaos and like slapstick and stuff. But this dude, he just gradually loses it over the course of this movie. And yeah, it's a little scary. He straight up like pulls out a chainsaw a couple of times when he's kind of like annoyed with something. He just like chops off part of like a stair railing, and like it's obviously not like scary because like it's a comedy and he's not really gonna like kill anybody, but the idea is there, like the vibes. So I figured I would turn this dude into like a slasher, or like one of those slow burn movies where it's gonna get fucked up at the end, you just don't know when. I feel like maybe that would be a better way to go, because that's kind of what the movie already is, just like not scary. um, yeah. So yeah, I like that comedy and horror kind of have that in common. Sometimes it's like a slow build up, and yeah, I like that a lot. So yeah, here this is Tim holding the chainsaw. I traced the chainsaw because I like, how do you like the parts of things? I can't draw them. Like just looking at them, like what are they? So yeah, especially in like a really shitty screen cap of like this random chainsaw that's just like really blurry. I don't know what any of that is. So yeah, I wanted him in like this Santa hat and the jacket that he wears in, I think near the end when he kind of loses it, if I remember correctly. He definitely wears it when he like chops off the stair railing thing. Um, so yeah, I think the little bells on the hat are iconic, and I feel like that would make for a really cool like slasher thing. Like if like you hear him coming, you can like hear the little bells. Yeah. I think the tie pattern is like similar. I don't know. I just kind of did it. Whatever. It's like dark blue with a pattern, so I kind of did like a little Christmassy pattern on the tie. It's like subtle, but it's not like too normal. Like it's definitely Christmassy, but it's not like tacky. um, so yeah, I kind of like made the shading on the white parts of like the trim and stuff, like kind of poofy looking and kind of more messy because it's like not as a smooth texture as like the other fabrics. So yeah, I kind of enjoyed like working with like an actual face, or like somewhat an actual face, Um, because that like shading the under eye is so fun. I recently watched Arcane, and like the under eye shading in that is like perfect. Um, and so yeah, this was really fun. Um, see, what is any of that? I don't know what a chainsaw is. What? um, so yeah, that's one part of this I would change. But as far as like the actual character goes, I feel like I did a pretty good job with him. Um, he still doesn't look like the actual guy, but that's fine. um, I think I still managed to get the same like kind of wide-eyed like unhinged expression that he had in the screen cap I referenced. So yeah, I kind of put a little blurry thing on the edge of the actual saw part to kind of make it look like it's moving. I don't know if that really works, but it's what I did. So yeah, just add some shinies to it. And yeah, so the background I just kept dark red, I think, and then I just kind of like outlined. It's kind of hard to outline when something is like has blurry edges like this chainsaw, but I think it worked okay. So yeah, there he's pretty much done. Wait for it. There he is. Okay, so yeah, I'm like really happy with how this turned out. I don't think I really did much with his design. I think I just like gave him the crazy eye and just went with it. Like, I don't know. I don't think I changed much. I think the horrifying of this would have to be more in like the talking about it, which is what I already did. So there he is. Slow burn horror AU. So next is The Toy That Saved Christmas, which is a VeggieTales Christmas movie. It's like 40 minutes. And it's about a toy with a buzzsaw on his arm. um, they never really address like how dangerous this is in the show, which I think is really funny. I don't know. It's about, okay, the movie is about this toy in a factory. The zucchini man owns this factory. He always plays like the rich, like corporate, like the Lorax, like that guy. He like is rich and wants to take over the world or whatever. Doesn't care who gets in his way. The Zucchini Man always in VeggieTales plays that type of character, and it's very funny. But anyway, I'm getting off track. He makes all these toys, and his commercials are all like brainwashing the children into like being unhappy with what they have and whatever. And it's all very like not subtle, but like the message is kind of like taking the consumerism out of Christmas, which is like a good message. It's just very cheesy watching it as an adult. Um, so yeah, the buzzsaw doesn't really have anything to do with it. So I was thinking of going like a Chucky situation, except I recently watched Child's Play for the first time, and I didn't know going into it that it wasn't a Christmas movie. I thought it was a Christmas movie. Like I thought he got the toy for Christmas. But it was his birthday, and it's not a Christmas movie at all. So that sucks. So that's what I want this one to be then. It's like, I'm just gonna rewrite Chucky and put Buzzsaw Louie in there. Yeah, the toy's name is Buzzsaw Louie. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't think any parent would actually buy this. Like the parent in this movie, the parents of the little veggie kids, they just like don't care. They just like are not concerned about the buzzsaw aspect of this toy. It's so weird. Maybe it's a commentary on like parents like don't even care what it is. Like they'll just get their kids what they want if they whine enough for it. Kind of like how in Black Friday, like the dad was dead set on getting his kid this popular toy, but the kid didn't actually want it. He just wanted his dad there. That's kind of different. Maybe that was like the wrong thing to compare it to. It just popped into my head, so I had to say it. Um, so yeah, basically I'm just drawing the toy the same. I'm just kind of giving him a more menacing pose. Because you don't really need to change much to the design. Like it's literally just a buzzsaw, you know? I don't think changing his outfit or anything would make him any more scary. So I just did some like lighting things and like angles, just kind of made him more like menacing. He's just standing there menacingly. um, so yeah. Uh, I also think it'd be a cool idea if like the Zucchini Man character kind of had like maybe it was like a cult or something and the toy isn't really the villain, it's him like doing stuff to actually take over the world in an actual horror way. And if this was like horror, it wouldn't be veggies, obviously. Um, so yeah, I added like a blur effect sort of to the buzzsaw to make it look like it was moving, but I don't know how well that comes across. Yeah, so I don't know if I like this one. I think it's a little creepy, but it's like, I don't know. These were all pretty rushed, to be fair, because like it's almost Christmas for me. But yeah, I like the idea of this as a toy, or like a horror toy, like slasher. Um, okay, so now I'm doing Jack Frost from like '79, I think. I had this movie on VHS as a kid, and I like barely remember anything about it, but I know what it is. So it's basically like The Little Mermaid, except the mermaid is like Jack Frost, and humans can't see him, and he likes this girl. So I figured like he could be like a creepy ghost man just following this girl around. I think if I remember right, I always thought it was really cute in the original movie, so I kind of feel sad, kind of portraying this character in a bad way, but sacrifices must be made for the sake of spooky times. So yeah, So I kind of wanted it to be like she still can't see him, which is creepy. And yeah, I didn't want it to be like just like, oh, creepy stalker man, because that's like realistic, right? But like if it's a ghost and like also she can't see him, that's kind of creepy. Um, yeah, it looks pretty straightforward until I get to like coloring and making him actually look transparent. Um, so yeah, I don't. I have a lot to say about this one because again I haven't watched it in forever. The Toy That Saved Christmas I hadn't watched in like years also, but I just watched it a couple days ago, and like wow, the animation has not held up. When I was little, I always thought it was really cute how like clunky and like kind of not super in depth the world was. I thought it was just really cute and basic. Like the trees with the snow on them, I still like how that looks, but yeah. Also, why were there just like penguins working at the toy factory? Like it was just the zucchini guy, and all of his employees were just penguins, and they didn't talk. They were just penguins. I love VeggieTales so much, but like, what the heck were they doing? Anyway, so I kind of tried to stick to the color palette of the Jack Frost characters, um, but just kind of like desaturated it a little, especially especially with Jack himself. I didn't want him to be like too like bright blue because that's leading more like not creepy fantasy, you know, just kind of like fun. Like he's a really cute character in the original, so it's like the colors are not super scary, I guess. Not that colors are really scary, but you know, like dark and somewhat menacing, I guess. um, so yeah, just I pretty much like just picked them right up and just kind of like grayscaled it a little bit. Except I wanted his eyes to pop. I kind of actually really like how I drew his face because I kind of kept like the same like what's it called? Like the way the eyes are like distinctly round, the nose is like distinctly pointy. Like he doesn't have like a I mean his face is like unique without being like too out there. So I kind of like just kind of pushed that a little bit, and kind of made his eyes wide in a creepy way, and his smile is like a little bit like long. I don't know if that makes sense or like if that's creepy to anybody, but like I don't know. Um, so yeah, um, I feel like the way I drew him, he kind of looks like Elle from Death Note, especially like the shading under his eyes, maybe. I don't know. And for the girl, I kind of just updated her outfit, to be like modern, because like I don't think this would be a period piece. Um, so yeah, I just gave her like a winter jacket. Like she's outside, it's cold. Maybe I shouldn't have put her in the cold because then it like makes sense why she's cold if she's outside. I made the background all snowy and stuff, so like maybe it would have been more like threatening if there was nothing else cold out there and she's just feeling this cold ghost presence for no reason. I don't know. The visuals are still cool, I think. I think I like this one. um, yeah, I just did like some blurry snow stuff in the background. And yeah, there they are. Um, I also wanted to make like his hands and ears a little longer and pointier and like just kind of spindlier. Is that a word? I don't know. Nowadays. So yeah, that's basically it for this one. Um, I don't think any of these are too scary. Shield your eyes. I'm just kidding. So yeah. Um, yeah, this one took a while because I was just like doing Christmas stuff and it just like slapped me in the face, this idea, and I was like, frick, it's too late, but no, it's not. So yeah, peace.